Okay, question 5D. What is the range? Oh, I love me a good range question. What is the range of the function f of x equals x minus 4 quantity squared plus 1? Now, two choices you should be throwing out right now. Range. Does range go with x or does range go with y? Range goes with y. So choice 1 says, hey, x is, don't care. Choice 2 says, hey, x is, don't care. Now, if this question said domain, you would do the same thing if any choices said y or f of x, okay? Now, quick reminder, good vocab point, y is the same thing symbolically and algebraically as f of x, okay? So even though these two don't say y alligator inequality, y inequality, they kind of do, because y and f of x are the same notation for the same thing. So 3 and 4 are fair game. Okay. Now, back to the root of the question. I'm trying to cancel this out. It's just taking too long. Let's use the eraser. There we go. It's laggy. Now what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take this equation. This range goes with y values. This really says, hey, what y values does your graph live for, or live between, or live within? I'm going to take everything here and plug it in the calculator, everything after the equal sign, and just get a picture. So I take my calculator, I'm going to type in x minus 4 quantity squared plus 1. I want to graph it, so reminder, what's the button to graph anything? You got to know it. Button. Y equals. You got any garbage in there? Clear it out. I do. And you're going to type in, I already forgot it, x minus 4 quantity squared plus 1, parentheses and all. So parenthesis, x minus 4, parenthesis, squared plus 1. Click the regular graph button, get a nice picture of it. Gives you an idea what you're working with. There it is. And this is asking about range. Remember, range is the y values. It's the up and down numbers. So how high up and how high down, how low down, I guess, does this graph go? Because it doesn't go down forever, right? It stops. Now, there's two ways you can do it. If you click the trace button, kind of a little trick, you can use the left and right arrows. It brings Mr. Spider. Mr. Spider will ride your function, your line, and kind of tells you where he lives down here. It just gives you the coordinates. It's kind of like a computer program. So it looks like he gets down to just, my output of y gets down to like 1.008, so 1. And if you go to your calculator table using second table, look at your outputs, look at your y's, look at your blues. That also tells you what your outputs are. So the lowest my outputs get would be at the vertex for a quadratic. The lowest my outputs get before they bounce back gets to 1. See that? So it goes from output of 17, output of 10, output of 5, output of 2, output of 1, and then it bounces back output of 2, output of 5, output of 10, 17, and that's consistent with how parabolas behave, right? Because they get to a minimum and then they bounce back. The lowest value, the lowest output I get is to 1. Now my function actually gets to 1, right? Look, it gives you the output of 1. It gets to 1. Look at your choices. One of these choices says I get to 1, and the other choice says I don't quite get to 1. Which one of these includes 1? The one with the underline or the one without the underline? It's the one with the underline. Remember that inequality is greater than or equal to. It does get equal to. I can see it. It gets to 1 right there. Boom. If I didn't see the 1, that means it's above 1, and I would pick the other one. 99.9% of the time, if you're looking at a parabola and they're giving you these range questions, it's going to be included, unless they're being real wacky, which I don't think they will be for multiple choice at least, okay? So the answer to this one, it's all of your values work, all of your y values that are greater than or equal to 1, which is what we see here, right? Every output, it goes to every output ever that's greater than or equal to 1. If you scroll up, it's going to go, well, I guess you got to scroll down because this calculator doesn't like to do things the right way, whatever. But if you scroll up, look at those y's, look at those outputs. It goes forever. You could click all day. So it stops at 1 and then it goes up. So that's why the answer is choice 4.